Hi, I'm Zach. This is going to be a speedrun for Resident Evil 9. This is the new game casual no intro category, which means we are playing on the casual difficulty. We are not allowed to use any of the new game plus items. And we are going to be skipping the intro with the Wrenwood Hotel. And later on, we'll be skipping the orphanage section. So the very first thing you do in this run is tank a bite from the girl here, and you can then walk right through her legs. You might have seen a strat here where you let the girl come over and slap this cart into place, but that's actually slower in casual because she takes such a long time to walk over here and hit it. It's faster to just put it in place ourselves. So this isn't really going to be a tutorial or anything like that. I just thought I should kind of do a commentary over my PB because I think people will find it interesting. So here we have to wait for the girl to get close enough to us and then turn and run, or else she'll like teleport in front of us and stop us. Up in the top left you might see the SRT there. That's the speedrun tool. So what it does is it displays a few things. It displays Grace's health or Leon's health. It displays the points there, which if you're not familiar with the DA system, Resident Evil games will dynamically adjust how difficult the game is based on how well you're doing. So if like let's say you shoot a zombie, the points will go up, which will make the game a little bit harder. And if you get bit by a zombie, the points will go down, which will make the game a little bit easier. And there are a multitude of things that affect that. Like healing will lower your DA, for example. Leon starts with 5 Requiem bullets. No matter how many you use in this section, when he gives the gun to Grace, she will only have 1. So we can use as many as we want for this little fight coming up. So you run forward, you shoot 1 bullet to take out those 2, shoot these guys in the beds, and then 3 headshots will kill this guy. You can also shoot the chainsaw here to make it stop spinning earlier so we can grab it.
Nice.
Here we wait for these 3 to line up so we can shoot all 3 at once. And then those 2. And we just use 3 pistol shots to take out the last one.
That bastard did it again. How are things on your end?
I just hacked into the center's network.
Good. Good. Can you find me the floor plan?
I'll see what I can do.
Well, in the meantime, I'll try to track him down.
Keep me posted.
Will do.
There, I just accidentally hit right click. It's not a strat or anything. This little section here, it's good to note how much of the screen space is taken up by the Requiem when you're playing as Grace. It's just absolutely massive. Like, look at that, it's like 10% of the screen. It's where we meet Emily. We just skip right past that cutscene. The timer will pause in cutscenes and loading screens in this run. Here's our first encounter with the chef. you can just walk right past him if you face towards the island there. And he'll swing at you, but he will not hit you. Now this zombie is a real pain. So here I actually get grabbed and bit, which is unfortunate. The best case scenario is you don't get grabbed at all, but most of the time you'll get the grab where Grace kind of breaks free immediately, which doesn't really lose any time to not getting grabbed. But that is unfortunate that I got bit there. It feels kind of random whether or not he grabs you. You kind of have to take a weird line. Here we can bait the zombie by turning towards the railing really quick and then just walking up the stairs. Here you might see me wiggle sometimes when I open doors because they like to be sticky in this game. I don't know if wiggling around like that actually makes them open more consistently, but it feels like it does, so it's a good placebo.
Weird. How do people normally get... Oh, sorry about this.
Here we grab this hemolytic injector. If you don't know what it does, if you've never played the game, basically one-shots most zombies as long as you sneak up on them. You saw the little prompt there on that guy. I could have clicked on him and completely wasted it, but we're going to use it later for something important. Here, these guys really don't want to grab you. It's kind of shocking how easy it is to just walk through all three of them. So we're going to meet Chunk here. You're going to want to look all the way down, or else he will jump scare you and cause a little animation and you won't be able to walk past him. This part is super tricky. The way I do it is I hug the wall there to not get staggered by your scream, and I want to kind of perfectly time it so that this screaming zombie will dive at you as you walk past her and not grab you, so that you can walk right behind her. You can also turn and shoot her in the head to stagger her, but that raises your DA, and I would like to keep it as low as possible. Here I line up with the wall, and I look at Chunk's left foot there, and then when it moves, I walk forwards, and then turn slightly to the right as you walk through. And you can skip right past him there. So that section is kind of the most annoying part of the care center. Once you get past it, you're kind of home free.
What the fuck does he mean?
There, I accidentally tried to use my handgun ammo to open the lock. Sadly, it doesn't work. Shoot that guy in the foot, and then walk around him to not get grabbed by either of them. A lot of the times, we're just going to be shooting a zombie in the legs to make him fall over, and then running past him. It's kind of the tried and true strategy of this category. Here you're going to want to be mashing left click here to use the injector on the chef. It's important that you don't grab any of the herbs or anything for a reason that will become clear later on. Here there's an autosave, and we want to reload this autosave as soon as we enter the garage. The reason for that will also become clear later on. Here you shoot once to break the glass, and then once to kill him. So he dies to one bullet, unlike every other zombie in this game. For some reason. He must be weak-willed or something, maybe that's why he's in the bulldozer. And you want to make sure you grab that 9 handgun ammo in that box, and then get hit as many times as you can by this to lower our DA.
Give me a fucking break. Oh, fuck.
Here we don't want to alert the big surgeon zombie. So we crouch behind him in order to interact with this guy. You're going to want to insert the lungs first and then the heart, or else a really long animation will play out. This guy dies to 4 shots. And stagger him.
Of course it gets up.
This is the reason we reloaded the game earlier in the garage. It makes this section with Chunk 100% consistent. If you don't do that, he will most likely grab you or turn towards you in the hallway and trap you in there. But reloading makes it work every time.
This must be it. I can't tell which button's which. Braille.
Here we need to shoot that guy in the chest, or else he will be in our way later on when we come back with Emily. It's also important here that you reload your gun so you have 8 bullets in the chamber. After we grab Emily here, we're going to reload the game for the same reason as before. It makes chunk more consistent later on. We're also going to grab this herb here, and since this is the first herb that we grabbed, she's going to say it can't hurt to pick some, and it'll interrupt our conversation with Emily, so we can just walk straight out this door. We also dropped the wristband in the box there. That's because we need to conserve inventory space. We're very tight on inventory space in this part of the game. Here we have to take the long way around because there's people in the way. And then this is the reason we reloaded, to make this part consistent so we can walk past Chunk and he won't block us or grab us or anything. And if we didn't shoot that guy back when we got when we were last in this section, then he would be right there and he would grab us, most likely. So in this section, you only have to kill 4 zombies. So we're going to use the Requiem bullet here to kill 2 at once, and then instantly hit the quick turn key to skip that animation that plays after you shoot the Requiem for the first time. Here, sadly, I missed a shot on that first guy, so I had to reload. That's the reason why you want 8 bullets, so you can do 4 into each of them. But I accidentally missed one, but we did get a random crit on the second guy, which is why his head blew up. So it saved us a little bit of time. And then the blister heads will come out, but it doesn't matter. You just need to wait here. Here I'm shooting down so that I have 13 bullets, which is what you want for the next section, because you need to get rid of all your extra ammo to free up the inventory slot later on. You see our DA, our points up there, is at nearly 1800. We don't really want it to go above 2000 because that will up our rank there to 2, which will become a problem later as the enemies become a lot more aggressive.
I'm glad that FBI agent got away.
FBI?
Yeah, Grace Ashcroft. Victor kidnapped her.
What? Why?
Here we shoot Chunk here to bait him so we can go into this room. Get a bunch of shotgun shells out of here. Here I actually kind of messed up this fight. You want to reload after those first 2 shots. So I did this a little slow. I just learned this before this run. I got very little shotgun shells out of those boxes there. So thankfully I had just enough to kill him. Here you want to interact with the door first, and then go grab the hand grenades that Chunk drops. Because the door, after you unlock it, there's a little window where you can't open it yet. So it's faster to open it first, then go grab the hand grenades during that time. Here this box will, pretty sure, always drop shotgun shells. I don't think I've ever had it not do that. And then make sure you kind of face to the side there so you don't accidentally grab the ladder and start slowly making your way down.
This place is infested.
Here there's an autosave. You want to restart at the checkpoint here. This stops that singing zombie from screaming and means you don't have to shoot her or anything like that. Here I accidentally left click, so I do a huge swipe animation with my hatchet, which is obviously very slow. There's shotgun shells in here. You're going to blow this guy's head off. And then come on over here. Pulling this starts the timer for the elevator to come down. So you don't have to do this section as fast as possible, but you will lose time if you do it really slow. There you parry that guy, and then you can instantly kill him. Come over here, craft a stacked hand grenade, wait till the guy behind the table gets up, and throw the axe, and then throw the stacked hand grenade in his doorway, and it will kill the remaining 3 blister heads. And then you have a bunch of time to loot this area. These 2 like vases don't always drop shotgun shells. I got lucky this time and they did, so that's good. The shotgun ammo routing is a little tight. There are some backups you can grab, but you definitely don't want to waste any. The grenade routing is also very tight.
Why is this under the hospital?
Careful not to interact with the paper above the plug there. It has a massive interact radius for some reason. Here I shoot the girl. This is just to make her more consistent later on. I don't actually know if it does make her more consistent, but it feels like it does. This guy you do not have to shoot at all. He's not very interested in you, I guess.
That's 2.
This is the reason I shot her earlier. It's to make this section more consistent. Basically, you want to aim around this area, and as soon as she bites into that guy, you shoot, and wait for her right foot to be in a certain position, and then walk into this fence. As long as you follow kind of those exact steps and timings, it should work every time, but it can be kind of annoying. A lot of the times she can block you and make you not able to go through the fence there. So here I reload and I get rid of the last bullet that was not already in my gun. So that freed up a spot in my inventory. So that's why we want 13 bullets entering this section. If I had too many bullets, I wouldn't be able to fit everything once I come back and get those 2 plugs I just put in. So you're also not going to want to grab any extra herbs or anything like that. Here we grab the forklift key and we use it in this forklift. The reason for that is items will disappear from Grace's inventory once they're used in every place that they can be used in. So we want that key to get removed from our inventory after we use it in the second forklift. Here we turn to the left to avoid the girl jump scare there, kind of staggering us. Here we stagger this guy. And this guy banging on the door isn't really interested in us. We can just walk past him. Here we put the key in the forklift, and then that will autosave. And we can restart here. This is just kind of avoid getting hit by anything in this section. It can be a little annoying if you don't do that. Make sure you don't have to get too close to this hanging guy before he turns the corner, or else he'll grab you and it will pause the whole spinning contraption thing, and it's just annoying. And it loses time. Don't get too close to that guy either. You don't want to walk off too early there, or else you'll run into that invisible wall and then lose all your speed, and then you'll slowly go down the ladder instead of falling off. Here we want to have a very certain amount of bullets in our gun when we leave this area, for the same reason as before, just to save space in our inventory. And you might also notice our points on the top left is almost above 2,000. And we really do not want it to be that high. So we are going to tank some attacks here from these zombies just to lower it. Here you can turn around to do a faster animation if you're too close to the spinning things, whatever they're called, the crushers. So now our DA is in a comfortable range. Just stagger these guys. These are the last two zombies that stand up in this section. So our goal is to have, again, 13 bullets. Can also grab some of these herbs on the way back, and healing like that also lowers our DA. Staying as far away from rank 2 as possible. So again, we want to use a certain amount of ammo here. If you use too little, you won't have enough space in your inventory for the third plug. This guy, again, you don't have to shoot him. He's not interested in you at all. And after you get this guy, you really want to make sure you reload. so that you have no extra bullets so that this can fit in your inventory because it's completely full at the moment. But this is the last time you'll have to worry about your inventory management at all.
Hold on tight. I'm scared. Why is it so loud? It's gonna be okay. Just don't let go. Come on. Come on. It's just spinning you down.
I have the interact key bound to F and one of my side mouse buttons, so you can do those tap prompts very quickly and just interact with anything much quicker.
Are you hurt? I'm okay. That's good. Good, Emily. What's going on? Hey, Emily. Do you maybe want to leave with me? It's not safe here. Okay. Finally. We made it. We did it. Emily? Are you alright? Emily? I don't know. Well, let's just... we need to keep moving. Oh my god.
Hey!
Please. Just let it be in here. What? What the hell?
Yes, Zeno, that's...
Here we're gonna grab this flamethrower or whatever it is. Stops that guy on the ground from grabbing us. And it also stops this other guy on the ground in front of us from grabbing us.
Oh, shit, shit, shit.
Here we're going to switch to third person. In this section specifically, while Grace is doing this kind of stumbly run, she actually runs a lot faster in third person compared to first person. So this is the only spot in the game where we're going to be playing in third person. She also does these like, she'll like fall down and trip at random, which is kind of annoying. Sometimes there's one animation she does where she falls on the ground for way too long. It takes forever to get up. Which didn't happen in this run, thankfully. So for the rest of the game, we play in first person because it's easier to control, in my opinion. It's easier to take better lines. Here we have to go super wide to avoid the zombie that's on our right there.
Sherry, Grace is still here.
The FBI agent.
Yeah. Found some files on Victor's computer. She's connected to this somehow.
Is she okay?
No. I've got it covered.
So this sniper section is nearly an autoscroller, but it is still important that you shoot these zombies all as fast as possible and in the order I'm doing. Here, sometimes this guy's head won't be showing, and you'll have to shoot him, do a very precise shot after you run back over to this section. Fortunately, I didn't get to show it off in this run. Here you can barely clip the top of Chef's head here. And then sometimes when you shoot Chef, this guy behind him will stumble out, which is good because it saves a little bit of time. And sometimes here you can see this guy's head over the wall, and you can shoot him, and it saves a lot of time. I didn't get lucky this time, unfortunately.
Excuse me.
Stay with me.
Here you want to make sure not to shoot any of the blisterborns, like orange spots. And do one rifle headshot, and then use the pistol to shoot that explosive, and then unload the rest of the rifle rounds into him. Then reload 2, and shoot the other 2 at him. Here I make a mistake and miss like that, and then I kind of panic, and then I get scared of accidentally blowing up the orange things with the shotgun, and then I pull out the pistol and I accidentally hit quick turn. So I do a spin for no reason. So that was kind of disastrous, but it's okay. The run is still alive. Oh, and then I accidentally hit my map key as well. So just really not good, but it's okay. That box after the fight will always drop a hand grenade. And then there's going to be one below by the med injector as well, so that's important that you grab those two.
I'm sorry, I know it hurts. I'm so sorry.
grab this med injector and the 5 Requiem ammo there.
Insufficient power. Reset the power distribution units on the lower floor.
Gotta get the power on. It's my only chance.
We just use the Requiem to stagger her there, and we'll do it one more time in this section.
Two to go. Only one more. Why is it so stiff? Why won't it stop?
Power has been successfully restored.
They should open the hatch. I need to hurry.
Make sure you grab that Requiem ammo there as well. The ammo for the Requiem is routed perfectly, so you don't want to miss any.
We're getting out of here. Get out of the fuck.
Come on! Open!
So you don't actually have to shoot her there at all. You can just run over here and the cutscene will start.
Finally.
This part is super annoying. If you shoot her in the heart 3 times, it will end, but there's like weird aim assist, as you can see here. So it took me a couple tries to land that 3rd shot, unfortunately. It can be very annoying, and you can lose like 10 seconds just from that weird aim assist happening.
Looks like time stopped here.
If not for Umbrella, it could have just been a normal city.
Yeah. Now it's nothing but ash and memories.
Here you can actually do a little bit of damage to this spider before the actual fight starts. So I hit him with some of the rifle ammo and some of the pistol ammo. Here you can run past and parry him here, so you don't have to wait for him to retreat back through the wall. Here I do make an unfortunate mistake. I shoot the spider too early, so he does not get staggered. So I have to reload the save. Thankfully this one right here, but that's still a pretty decent time loss. So that's how it's supposed to look. Then you shoot 4 shotgun shells into his weak spot there. Here you don't want to reload all of your shotgun ammo. You only need 2 more shotgun shells for the rest of the run up to the point where you get the next shotgun. So you don't want to put all your ammo into this gun that you're going to get rid of anyway. For those interact prompts, it's faster to push space to take out the hatchet and then interact with the prompt.
Whose camp is this?
These boxes always contain the same loot, so it's good to grab some shotgun ammo there.
Where are all the bodies?
This section can just be completely run through. They'll never give you any trouble.
Bad news, Sherry. This place is overrun with zombies.
What? That's impossible. They should have all been wiped out by the missile.
Yeah, they should have. There should be a part for the dead.
So this is a cool little trick. After we open this box, I'm going to throw a grenade over here and then interact with this detonator part. Then the grenade will stagger us and it'll skip a bit of dialogue where Leon talks to Sherry. And we can immediately start inspecting our surroundings with the binoculars.
Relays over there, huh? That should be a fun trip. Got the location for those parts. Going to collect them.
Okay. I'll look into the BSAA in the meantime.
This box will always contain shotgun ammo. This is probably the single biggest mistake in the run. You want to throw this grenade over that bar in the back, but I accidentally threw it and it hit it, so it didn't stun the blisterborn that's on the other side of the wall. So I kind of just YOLO'd it and hoped that it wouldn't hit me while I did this valve wheel turn thing. Unfortunately, it did grab me, and it did do a very slow animation. But if you get grabbed like that, you can just hop back on and finish it off. Does lose quite a bit of time though. So here is one of 2 shotgun shells we'll need to shoot in this section. Fortunately, I kind of missed the front guy there, so I had to parry him. Can be very easy to interact with the piece of paper on the left there instead of putting the fuses in, which is annoying. So just be wary of that.
Send some footage your way, Sherry. The guy at the end. White suit. Can you find anything on him?
Yeah, hold on.
So this is the gas station. This is one of the coolest parts of the run in my opinion. Here you're going to want to take the turn pretty wide or else this guy will jump at you. If you don't have enough rifle ammo, there is some in that locker on the left there. But this is the last area where you'll be using the rifle. There we walk close to the door and then turn around to bait that guy to spawn. Pull out the Requiem and collateral those 2.
Let me guess. You must be the town lumberjack.
Blow that up. And come over here. Get 1 collateral. 2 collaterals. And shoot these 3 around the area. Unfortunately, this guy decided to walk to the right there for some reason, so I couldn't collateral these 2 and I had to reload. So those are the last of the zombies before this chainsaw guy comes out. Here we can take the Requiem, and as soon as we hear him using the chainsaw, we can actually shoot through the car to stagger him, walk up and kick him, and he'll bounce off the car behind him, and we can instantly kill him. It's a super cool strat. We also want to make sure we grab the tracking module that he drops. The credits in this run aren't too tight, but it is very helpful to have 5,000 from that guy.
All right.
Here we don't have to interact with any of the zombies here, we can just hold F.
part should be just up here.
This is probably the most RNG section of the run, and it can be really annoying. Make sure you shoot that box there. It has 5,100 credits in it. So this is the second shotgun shell we need. Shoot that guy, and then walk around this guy. So I throw a grenade back here to take out some of them. Now, the mortars will stagger you, the guys shooting the machine guns will stagger you. Sometimes you'll get just tossed around by everything. So thankfully it went fairly well there. That guy we grenaded also dropped a tracking module worth 3,000. You don't need it, but it is nice just to have. These guys can also be a huge pain when you're trying to come back. I had to parry there, or else he would have got me. But overall, didn't go too poorly, thankfully. And you have a ton of healing items at your disposal.
Found the signal receiver. At least
Okay, one component left. By the way, I found some evidence of the Pentagon putting pressure on the BSAA. It appears the North American branch has been moving independently.
heard they had an internal dispute. Think it's related?
That's all I've got. There's been an increase in government surveillance. Looks like my fan base is growing.
Some things never change. Watch your back. I'll contact you again soon.
There is a grenade in this box to the left, so if for whatever reason you are short on grenades, you can grab one there.
Can use that. Oh, fuck.
Here I shoot the ground out below those guys to get some credits. And then you can just walk right past these guys. Sometimes the guy with the machine gun will stagger you here. Didn't happen this time, thankfully, but it only loses a second or two.
Okay, let's find those dead parts.
While this box is opening, you're going to want to grab all this loot over here.
Picked up the relay.
Great job. Now to get through that gate.
Yeah. Just gotta figure out how to get down from here first.
In this section, you don't have to really interact with any of the zombies. You can run past all of them.
Now for the other side.
Here you can shoot this explosive to clear out a bunch of these zombies. There are 5 backup shotgun shells in this box here closest to the door. If you have less than 15 shotgun ammo currently not loaded into your gun, you need to grab that. 15 is kind of the bare minimum for the rest of the run, but I recommend that you have a little bit more than that.
Now what?
This entire section here is an autoscroller. There's nothing you can do to make it go faster. I shoot these guys here with the rifle just because we don't need to use the rifle anymore for the rest of the run.
You'll have to take the next one.
Usually what I do here is just swipe at these guys with my hatchet. You don't really need all the credits from killing every single one of these guys. As I said before, the routing on the credits is not super tight. So you kind of just do whatever you want here, but don't waste any ammo. Eventually this blister head is going to land and start swiping at you. I would just parry whatever he does. He doesn't do too much damage, so don't be worried about him killing you or whatever.
This is my lucky day. That took longer than planned. Luckily, I found a bike. Should make up for lost time.
Great. You'll need it. It's 15 miles.
Now it's time for the awesome bike section.
All right, should make it there in no time.
Good to hear. How are the roads? Leon?
Just a few potholes.
There's not really anything that needs to be explained in this section, except for the first couple of dogs can be a little weird.
This day just keeps getting better and better.
So this first dog won't be able to take any damage until now, when he kind of rolls after jumping off that bus. Here you have to wait for this guy to get pretty close to you before he's able to take any damage. And then that guy you can shoot immediately. For these two dogs, only the front one can be killed. The back one does not take damage and will not catch you.
Pups could use more training. So much for the direct route. Seriously. I don't give up that easy. Can't believe it's still
So this section here is typically where we would start the orphanage flashback scene where you play as Chloe. Thankfully, it was voted on by the majority of runners to allow a mod that skips this entire section, because it's essentially an 8-minute long cutscene and it makes the run a lot worse to grind.
I don't have time to deal with this.
This orphanage skip is only allowed in the no intro category. In the full game category, you play through all of the Wrenwood Hotel to start, and you play through that orphanage sequence, and it's about 14 or 15 minutes slower. Here you just have to stand kind of around here, and then Mr. X will bust through the wall, and you can run right past him.
What is Ark?
I'm not sure. But apparently it's someplace important. It hasn't changed.
Here we're going to grab this shotgun. It does a lot more damage than the other one that we've been using throughout the run. We're going to equip it over that one. In this box, we're going to sell our old shotgun and our sniper, upgrade power on the hatchet twice, upgrade power on the gal twice, and then upgrade the power and the reload speed slash ammo capacity of the police. This guy you just shotgun to death. You wanna, after you shoot 4, you're gonna wanna dodge his attacks here. Unfortunately, did a very poor job there, obviously. And I did end up getting hit, which lost a little bit of time. But once he gets staggered like this, you can just kind of unload into his weak spot and he will die.
I'll stop you as many times as I have to. Made it. I'm at the orphanage, Sherry. There's not much left of it. Heading underground to look for Grace.
Understood.
Seriously. I guess this is my step. BSAA left something behind. It just keeps going. reach the bottom. It's one very deep hole.
The perfect place to hide something.
So these plant tentacle things, we just run past and kind of tank the hits from them. Here, make sure you're not hugging the left wall, or else you won't be able to walk around that plant after you get hit. I typically use my heal here, or one of my heals. So you have plenty. You're also going to get hit there by the plants on the right. For this fight, get up close and shotgun him, and pull out the gal. Make sure you fully reload it so there's 40
Just so you
bullets.
know, I've killed every plant I've ever had.
And then kind of spray your whole clip into it. Make sure you don't shoot it while its mouth is closed, it does less damage. And then use your Requiem shot once it gets to around 2,000 health. And then shoot the explosive barrel.
This must be it. I'm getting the feeling I'm not wanted around here.
Here you're going to want to aim a grenade at the door, and as soon as the lights go black, throw it. And it will kill all 3 of the guards that come through. Then craft a stacked hand grenade. In this room, you're going to want to throw your stacked hand grenade over there on the other side. And it should kill all 4 of them. You can tell if it killed all 4 if you get the plus 1,000 in the top right twice. If one of them is still alive, you'll have to shoot him with the gal or the shotgun once you get over here. And there's going to be 4 more that drop down from these rooms here. You can shoot them just as they land. Sometimes that guy can be annoying and stagger you with his machine gun. You might have to use extra shotgun ammo there if you get unlucky and it doesn't kill them. Coming up on the hunk fight, what you want to do here is parry as late as possible on both of his hits. You'll know if you got it if it plays that sound when you parry. So you want to parry, hit him twice, parry, hit him twice, and he will stagger like this. And then just kind of unload on him. And then you'll get this animation, which means you killed him. So that's pretty much a perfect fight there. I usually use another one of my heals here as well.
This guy was one tough bastard.
Coming from you, that's quite the compliment.
Come on.
Here you want to look all the way down as you walk through this door, or else you'll get a stagger animation as the liquor runs across the window there. This section is why we don't want our DA to be above 2,000. Because these liquors become extremely aggressive. Here, this guy here can be very tricky. Kind of have to react to his movement there. And if your DA is rank 2, he's just an absolute monster. And he will attack you and kill your run. So the cool part about this section is that because the Requiem was in your first inventory slot when you were playing as Grace before, and now you don't have it, every item you get is going to go into that first slot, so you can just mash your interact key when you interact with stuff, and you won't have to move your cursor around in the inventory at all for the entire section of this run, except for the very last part. For these guys, stagger the middle guy, and then run to the left there to dodge everyone.
Threat level red in storage sector. Rebooting AI control center. Noah.
No.
The liquors in this room are pretty tame, and they'll never attack you. That guy can though, so I stagger him.
AI control center. Noah. Reboot failure. No response. Containment protocol inactive. Containment protocol inactive.
So this is the only part of the section where you'll have to move your cursor in the inventory to move down to that red orb.
Containment breach. System-wide surveillance failure detected.
Here I shotgun these guys, and then another guy is going to turn the corner here.
must be the room. I'll take
So these lickers in this room can be pretty scary. There's like 1,000 of them. But there's only a couple things you have to watch out for. There's one that will always attack you, and there's 3 attacks he can do. He can either lick you, which doesn't really do anything. Or he can do this attack, which he does here, which you can just parry. Or he can do the attack where he jumps back and then jumps at you, which is scary because timing that with the parry can be pretty hard. So that's the main guy you want to look out for. A lot of the times there will be like a million lickers in this room. You'll have to walk around and try to outmaneuver their attacks or parry them. Basically, don't be too sparse with the parry button. It's kind of broken. Here we're going to grab this grenade and then these 2 Requiem bolts that are in here, and we're going to use all of them in the next room. It's important to reload at this autosave here so that the lickers in the next room are in consistent positions. So the strategy here is to face this angle and throw this explosive and shoot it. And then shotgun that licker and that licker so that they die. And then put the key here. And then you're going to want to pull out the Requiem. I kind of mess it up here and use the shotgun, but you want to Requiem these 2 guys. The shotgun shot is not necessary. You also want to shoot the guy on the right first because he's the one trying to attack you. And the guy on the left is kind of just watching. Then you get to this corner, and then I aim at this guy's knees here. And wait for his head to move. I throw it. Pull out the machine gun. Throw this explosive. Kill that guy in the back. And then back up a little bit before you shoot that explosive, or else you'll get staggered by it. You also want to make sure your shotgun is completely filled with ammo because you're going to be using it in the next section and you won't have time to reload.
I need to hurry. This is finally my chance to do something. Leon!
So this is coming up to the final boss fight here. You're going to want to select Release Elpis. So you get the Victor boss fight and the true ending. Using the bad ending is not allowed in this category.
A blind hope.
Okay. This is it.
You want run forward, pull out your shotgun and shoot him in the head. Purposely tank a shot here. And then crouch and shoot him 4 times. So he'll be just under 11,000 HP. And then wait for him to crouch down here and shoot. Run over here and grab this shotgun ammo. You don't have to. If you are low on shotgun shells, you're going to want to grab it though. Stand over this section and aim at this big white thing, whatever it is. Then run to dodge his 2 attacks, like that. Shoot him with 3 pistol shots. He'll turn around, pull out this rocket launcher, wait for him to say fool, and you can shoot him. And then you just want to shoot him till he dies. Well, until phase 2 starts. You can run over, pick up the rocket launcher, equip it, and then shoot Nemesis. Run over here to get grabbed earlier. And that's pretty much the end of the game. Just a couple of prompts you have to hit. The first sub 130 in this category. It's currently the world record. Hope that you guys found this informative. I've always liked this kind of style of post-commentary over speedruns, so I figured I'd try my hand at making one with a run that I put a lot of effort into. Big shout out to the speedrunning community who have kind of tore this game apart for the month or so that it's been out and allowed this run to get as low as it is right now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm always happy to answer them. Thanks for watching.